Hi y'all, it's Tara. I'm coming back with another perfume video. As you all know, it's been my birthday month and then another month. So for May, the weather was really good in San Francisco. So that got me out of my hibernation mode and I decided to walk all over the city. And one of the main places that I hadn't been for a while that I really wanted to explore was the Mission and the Castro district of San Francisco. And the weather is generally very beautiful in those places. Also, another reason why I wanted to go, other than it is a very beautiful, pleasant place, very walkable, very homely, very comforting, is that both those places contain perfume stores, like niche perfume stores that are have a lot of hard to find perfumes that you can smell in person in San Francisco. So I highly recommend them. So one of the first places that I went was this place called Ministry of Scent that is on Valencia Street. And the crazy thing is, we walked by their old location, and I thought for some reason that they had gone out of business because they weren't in their usual place. And then I looked on my Google Maps and just to find that they were just across the street. So yeah, I was like pleasantly relieved, and I bought these from them. I have another one, but I'll talk about that other one later. So one of the first ones was this Rital date. I don't know what Rital means. I thought it was ritual at first. Seriously, before I read it out right now, I had actually thought it said ritual date, like you're going through a beauty ritual and then, to have a date or something. But this is a brand that I'm familiar with. So this one it's by this brand called Versatile Paris, and I have another one of them. These are, it's like an indie house, very small. Um, and I had gotten their, what do you call it? I gotten another one from them called something else, and it was like a really nice cassis, black currant one. But this one is this one, and they are, let's see, they're extrait de perfume, but they're not really because they're a roll-on. So although they are strong smelling, they don't lift off the skin that much. But they have like really unique compositions. Like I mentioned previously, that the first one that I got like last year was actually a black currant one that I really really like, and this one is this one's a very interesting one. So it's like a lemony aromatic fresh pesto. So it has limoncello, it has sugar, has pistachio and something creamy. And it's the first thing you do when you smell it is you smell like something slightly sugary, but not disgusting sugary. But it is fresh and like aromatic. It's intensely aromatic. So as you know, basil has like pesto has like a strong basil note, so that's what you smell straight out of that. And then when you roll it on, it just rolls on really nice and creamy, kind of oily, and it has like a nice green scent to it. So I bought it, and when I bought it, along with some of the other ones, the sales lady was like, "Wow, yeah, I really like that." It seemed like she was kind of surprised that I went this route, and she's like, "Wow, I'm glad you like that one. It took me a while to actually get into it." And she says that it has like a slightly savory note because the pesto, it has like sesame oil in it. Sesame is kind of like slightly savory a little bit. And yeah, so I said, I can't get over the greenness of it. It smelled like you're cutting up fresh herbs for like pasta or vinaigrette or something like that. And, like, I'm the type of person that once I grab onto one note, like, I just have a hard time letting go. So, this one is, $65. So I thought, yeah, sure, why not? It's like a nice little cheapie. It's my birthday. So I got it and I don't regret it. It's not a really easily likable perfume for most people. I would think that you would have to really you would really have to love like aromatics, fresh herbs to really like it. And I do. You know, I have trained myself to like more things than I previously did. Previously, I was just like a citrus floral girl. This was like really early on into my collection, but now I like almost everything. So, with that in mind, I started smelling the other stuff. And one of the things that I've always wanted to try, and I think I had tried some of them, um, is this one, is Profumum Roma, but the ones that I tried were from, like, those little dabbers from Lucky Scents and stuff, and, they were all the really sweet ones, like Confetto and whatever, that other one that smells like really, vanilla-y, and, although I really like them, like, they're very strong formulas, they're super long lasting, very solid compositions, but I don't really need more vanillas. You know what I mean? I feel like my collection doesn't need extra vanillas at this moment unless they're like the most unique vanilla in the world. But then my standards for vanilla, just to get into the membership club, are so high. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, what do you call it? Where you're like just saturated with it. I'm oversaturated with vanillas. Like, you know, it has to be the best vanilla in the world for me to even think about it. And I might even just only get a sample or a decant or like a travel spray or something at most. But anyways, I was looking through their whole thing, and this was the one that caught my attention. And this is Vir, VIR. So Vir, if you think it sounds masculine, it is actually means man. I think it means man in Latin. So virile, meaning manly, is from that word. And yeah, I didn't, you know, when you're in the perfume store, unlike when you're doing research like in Fragrantica and stuff like that, doing research on Fragrantica, looking at all the notes, analyzing people's like comments and stuff like that, and then deliberately ordering stuff online, you know, deliberately ordering stuff, that's like a really rational, like intellectual type of abstract like experience, right? But when you're in the store, it's like you're just smelling stuff. It's all very like in the moment. It's very visceral. It's very physical. Your not instincts, what do you call it? Your animal instincts or what do we call it are involved. You know, your not baser. I mean, your less intellectual, more instinctive type of, you know, emotions are engaged. So, I smelled a bunch of stuff just out of the bottle. And then from that, I determined which one I wanted to spray on a slip. And then from that, I sprayed it on my hand. And this one, so this is the bottle. It slides out. It's very nice. The packaging's cool. It has this really nice like bookmark that has like their name on it and everything, and it even has the what do you call it? Some QR code, and then it has this special sliding. And then it is cushioned in this high density foam. So, oops. Oh my gosh. Thank God it didn't get damaged. Yeah, so they package it in this thick foam So Butterfingers like me don't like break it. But then they make it kind of harder to get out. So, you know, I almost destroyed it, but luckily it's undamaged. Okay, thank God. I didn't even chip like the bottom or anything. Okay, so let me just say that I sprayed it on my skin, and it leaves, it's like so highly concentrated. Believe it or not, this is just 1.5 sprays, because the first spray is like a half spray, and then the second spray like coats your entire hand. Okay, so my initial like um my initial and impression of this was that it was slightly fruity, but in a way that I didn't know it. You can't tell what kind of fruit it is. Okay. And then it has like a green notes. You know it's green, but you don't know, it's not scratchy green, and it's not leafy green. You know what I mean? It's very smoothed out. So I don't know what that is. And then it starts having a kind of almondy note to it. And you're like, but it's not true. It's not full almondy. It's just like these three things all at once. And then you smell, I think it smells like leather, but it turns out that it's oud and incense. So anyways, the top note is supposed to be cannabis, which I don't smell. It does not. I know what cannabis smells like. It really does not smell like cannabis. Then the middle notes are sandalwood, cedar, and tobacco leaf. So there, the weird thing is there's no obviously fruity note. So I don't know. Does tobacco leaf have like a slightly fruity, nutty type of yeah, I think tobacco leaf and cherries has a cherry light note to it. Yeah, so it has that kind of smooth, which I think it might be the sandalwood as a middle note. It kind of like coats the greenness of the cannabis, and then there's a cedar note, which I don't smell a lot of wood because it's kind of like not that dry. It's kind of like coated with smoothness. And it's kind of like slightly fruity. Fruity, green, kind of like minty and nutty, as in almond notes. It's like a bitter almond, not sweet almond. It's very interesting. And then it becomes an incense, although it's not really dry. And then there's an oud to it. So the oud is not a full-blown oud. Thank God, because you all know I don't really love oud. Although oud with this type of combination is fine. I remember like getting sick of rose oud combinations. And it doesn't have that. It's like a really type of meditative, like Eastern incense type of oud. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost kind of like minty. So anyways, I really like this because like a lot of the other ones were very obviously fruity, like syrupy fruity, like plummy and, you know, peachy or berry or something, and sweet, uh vanilla like. This really stood out. And yeah, I guess you can say it is very virile, as in veer. But you know, I find this like scent really compelling. Even though it's masculine, like I don't sometimes when I smell something that I think smells like male cologne, you know those 90s male cologne like formulas where they're kind of like really ambery and kind of warm, and or sporty where they're kind of like bitter, and they have this ozone smell to it, bitter, sporty. I don't know. It's just not feminine smell. It doesn't have that quality. So I'm not tempted to say this smells better on a man. You know what I mean? Or it smells like 90s male cologne, like Drakkar Noir or something like that. It does not have that. It's like very seamless. So it just kind of morphs in this way. So it does have evolution because it's a lot less green. Towards the end, it's a lot less green than it had been previously. It also turns less fruity. It becomes like kind of like, and it's also less obviously oody, but there's an oud like after effect. So it's a mix of cedar, incense, and oud, although it also turns drier towards the end. So I'm really liking it. It's kind of like a meditative perfume. I really like it. It's like kind of like a meditating with incense, except it's not dry. It's like smooth. And also it's like evenly coated. And it doesn't seem to it's not really high rising. So I can't smell it like far away, but close up it's like soothing, which is unusual because usually when have oud, it kind of makes my blood like kind of boil, you know what I mean? Um it makes you feel kind of like oud makes me feel kind of like aggressive. Sometimes leather feels that way to me. Like it makes me feel like arr, like I'm ready to go out and club dinner for club something for dinner and drag it into my cave, kind of like. But this one is more like these beads right here. It's more not crystalline, but it makes me feel like more clear, um, kind of limpid, and I mean, usually tobacco leaf leaves like kind of like a dirty after effect, but it smells a little bit clean even. So that's kind of like a really interesting accord here. And then yeah, so it is quite unique. That's all I have to say about that. I'm sure some women might not like this, so I don't recommend like people run out and get it. A lot of guys like this. But what they're saying is that they don't smell the cannabis, which to me is actually like a plus. You know what I mean? I don't want to smell like weed or spiky. You know what I mean? That spikiness of it. Um, yeah, there's like a camphor-like quality to this, which makes it smell cleaner than it should. A lot of times, like oud and tobacco leaf, they deposit something that kind of sinks deep into the skin, and it makes it feel like not dirty, but it doesn't feel the cleanest, it doesn't feel transportative or meditative. It smells like very earthy and like, you went out and got your dirt under your nails from digging in the garden, kind of like earthy, feel to it. So, but this doesn't leave that sort of a feeling to me. So, yeah. So I really like it. It's kind of not my thing, which is kind of cool, you know what I mean? But that's also why I bought like just the travel spray of it. So the travel spray was not cheap by any means either. So, but it was like less than double the price, the actual price. So, being it like a extrait, this will probably last me for a long time. So I'm cool with it. So these are two of the more unusual scents that I bought recently. And yeah, I'm very happy to have them in my collection. I really think that if you're going to have a collection and you're going to evolve your collection, it's good to access like perfumes that are not like the most pleasing everyday scents, and have something that's still wearable. Like, I still consider these, like, highly wearable, albeit I'll have to be in a mood for it, you know? Yeah, and they're good compositions. Although I do not recommend you rush out and get them and then, like, you know, associate me with something bad. Uh, that's just my opinion. And yeah, but it's something to think about, actually. Something to think about, you know, if you want to go in this direction. So, anyways, yeah, let me know if you have had tried anything unusual that you didn't think you would like, but because you went into it with no preconceptions or anything like that, that you ended up liking it anyways. Like, I did not know that they had all these notes until I came home and did the research. It kind of surprised me that the Ver had actually oud, because when I smelled it it takes a while for the oudiness to come through. So when I sprayed it on and bought it, it was still reaching that sort of almondy stage, and I bought it thinking it was that. So when I got home and I smelled it, I was like, "Whoa, this took a different direction than I thought." But anyways, yeah, so, yeah, if you get a chance to check it out. Let me know if there's anything like that that you discovered recently that you wanted to talk about. Yeah, and just give me your opinion. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.